Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to JB Trending News. Today's date is 24th day, March 2026. I hope you have a lovely time. Today is Tuesday. As you can see that we can see that we are moving towards the end of the month. And you know, one thing I've noticed that a lot of schools now, they are planning to vacate in time before the end of the month. And perhaps before the end of this month, that means second term will be over, and then the students or pupils will be at home with their parents and perhaps with their uncles, or some will travel and have fun. But let's go look at the newspapers review and see what can we get information like what can we get there from there. Now the first one is about LG shortlist 65 students for 550 million students venture fund, 15 million naira student venture fund. Now you wonder what is happening. About 30,000 plus students applied for this, and there's 65. Look at the percentage of the students that apply for this venture that you're talking about. Just 50 million naira. Do you know how much it is? 15 M. That is, let me use, if we look at the $500 times, that would be 1 times 50. That's about $12,000, £12,000. That is what is there. That is what they share. But do you know one thing about this money? When Tinubu traveled out to UK, and we could see how APC, Seyi Tinubu and others organize people who will be alien to Tinubu. And remember, if the videos evidence showed that they were sharing $500 per day, between $500 to $200. So let's assume average they give how many? They will give more than up to 100, and that would be about $50,000, £50,000. That will be the amount estimate they will be giving to those jobless Nigerians who are in UK, maybe those who have not been able to secure minimum wage job in UK, and then they apply them to be on your mandate, sing on your mandate. We shall stand. Now, that standing on their mandate is not the issue now. But look at this now. 50 billion naira is going to be given to 65 out of about 30,000 students that need these funds. But unfortunately, it is very, very sad that it does not make any sense. Education in Nigeria now has become useless, almost useless, very useless, because professors now tends to trek to schools, try to jump on trucks to go to school, and this is so shameful. We see how a man who is supposed using his children to mark students' scripts, exam scripts. We will see it online. It's common. It's trended recently, and in River State or Port Harcourt, yes, you can see that. All these issues are the issue that Nigerians will become laughing stock in the global market, in the global world. When Nigerians struggle out, they don't take us serious. They see us as drug dealers because of their president. Now let's look at the next one. Breaking, El-Rufai arrests Kaduna court under heavy security journalist bad. Now, when you talk about journalist bad, it is very sad that journalists could not get information about what happened. Now, they want us to believe that the government will tell us what happened, or we will not tell Nigerians about the situation on ground. Could it be that perhaps El-Rufai has something against Tinubu that perhaps that might link? Could it be something that the secrets of Tinubu that may not want to be leaked? Because I know that the training process is not only with somebody they're waiting to charge them concerning the public funds, diversion of the public funds, and trying to talk about the abuse of office and the abuse of certain things. This is saying El-Rufai, that Tinubu was not aware that he abused the office when he took him to Chatham in the UK 2023 before 2023 election, where he helped or assisted in making the answers that Tinubu couldn't answer. by himself as a presidential candidate. But at the end of the day, let's hope that the result of these things are going to get true picture, because they can still lie that El-Rufai did something which did not do. Why not make it transparent? The court should be open to the journalists to air, to let Nigerians to see why the SAPC will be able to hold him for about a month since February 16 and 18, after leaving the SAPC, SAPC also took him too. Since over a month, he has been with them in detention, which is against fundamental human rights as governor, to accept governor. But even though if he's told, if he did all these things, why not make the Nigerians to see the free and fair court? The Federal High Court, all these issues, it baffles that this is a new country, that these people talk that say that they're for the democracy. But it's not sign that there's a democracy here, because what you are saying here is more like tyrannic government or totalitarian government that does not care, that does not follow the rule of law, they don't follow the constitution. Because why journalists, where is the freedom of expression and freedom of information? Where is it here now? Why will you block, you disengage, use police, use DSS, use different security agencies to lock out people that want to bring the public the information needed? This is no more, it's not a closed door matter now, it's an open door matter. Because we cannot believe whatever it is coming out from DSS or police or the federal government without journalists informing the public. Next one is about urges media to strengthen anti-corruption efforts. Now, remember, what is happening now in regards to El-Rufai? Now, he's talking about this thing. Sometimes you don't feel like saying so much. People decide to slap or slap. Because all these things is true. Why would journalists be banned from reporting the real court proceedings? What is happening in the court? All the issues, how El-Rufai is defending himself, how Tinubu's government is charging for prosecuting him. How? Why telling that journalists could not be able to know? So you think judge? Great, because El-Rufai was APC member, and he knew everything. He knew a lot of things that could criminalize and expose the rot and the damage that Tinubu's government has done. I don't even understand why the government, why is not saying such things? Why say these things, this nonsense? This is the Minister of Information, Mohammed Idris. He's just saying nonsense, because what he's saying is contradictory to what the government is currently doing. It doesn't make sense. No freedom of expression, no freedom of speech. He held El-Rufai for 30 days without due process. Malami is there too. All these are the product of APC that have destroyed the country. If you want to charge, you want to prosecute, just do it legally, reasonably, and be fair. Next one. M. Sullivan against control of NURTW Secretariat access says damage. Now, the damage there is because of the matter regarding, the court says that I'm the president, you are saying you are the president. So now, we could say in the video that soldiers followed him. So soldiers escorted M. Sullivan to enter access the building, the secretariat. So out there, we resolve the issues. And again, it's about 2027 election, I believe. Because for him, it will be the major tools that Tinubu will use, because he's Tinubu's boy. Tinubu's errand boy. So let's hope they do something about it. Now, next one is about truck ramps into the government's house, multi-millionaire gate. I wonder what they call multi-millionaire gate. What does that mean? Are they going to use it as a means to steal public funds? Whatever it is happened, although they say the driver is survived and nobody's lost their lives. Now, that is good news. But the issue is that the damage now, there's no point in talking about multi-million. How much they spend? Unfortunately, they will not even reveal how much they have spent so far, because now they can inflate it and say if it's already 100 million before, they can say it's now 200 million for just fixing what will not cost them more than 5 million. Because they'll tell you, oh, they already did something that they'll say do another budget to steal. That's what happens. That's what you see in this government. Then lastly, another issue of the truck leasing control. Truck leasing control in Ibadan, multiple casualties feared. Now it means that people lost their lives. If you look at the picture very well, you can see this person there lie down, perhaps truck climb his leg and the blood coming out there. And let me play you a video regarding this, so that you can get these amateur videos coming from somebody online. So let's see. Okay, so that is what happened in Ibadan, and it's very, very sad that a lot of the cars will be affected, a lot of shops, a lot of people might have got injured, and the process now that they'll be having to go to hospitals to see how they can really take care of themselves, and then it's a very sad one. But this is what I can do today. By God's grace, tomorrow I'll be coming again for another edition. My name is Johnson Salabi. I'll see you tomorrow for another edition.